Well, after a lackluster performance on their map pick of Mirage, Sangal will be hoping to change fortunes as they head to Ancient. Getting a start on the CT side, of course, as this is the map pick of B8 and an opportunity to make amends here with a fast-paced push towards the scaffold. Traded 1-for-1, but Sorcel is there to back his teammate up. And well, this was something we didn't get to say too much on Mirage. The man advantage is there, and it's doubled, in fact, for the CT side, who are beautifully placed to stop this bomb even coming down. Fast flank up the ramp will deny all control, and that is more like it from Sangal.
Yeah, just swift. That's exactly what they needed for an early confidence boost as well. Shut it down and, well, hopefully not let anything slip here in the early stages and just quickly forget that Mirage ever happened. You know, B8 though are going to give them a run for their money here for sure on Ancient. Take a full eco. They want to get those rifles out as early as possible, even if it's going to be with slightly limited utility. Confident in their ability to get things done, so for now sticking to Glocks. So I'm not really expecting anything in this round. This should be straightforward enough. Gangino not expecting anything either. Has gone just for the P250 so we can get that op out as early as possible. So boost was spotted. There you go. 2 easy kills. They have the aggression up towards Shelf as well with a nade about to go down. That should give an opening for that kill on Amps. There you have it. Gangino pushing in. Doesn't want to die here because he loses his scout out and he won't quite be where he wants to be money-wise for that op. I mean, he does at least get 1 kill out of it.
Pesky Glocks, eh? Just tapping away, finally put to bed before it gets too awkward. 2-0 start for Sangal, just what the doctor ordered, a clean start at that as Gangino does manage to get his AWP out. I mean, as you said, it's not ideal. No kit, very limited util, but he gets it out either way.
Without that 1 kill as well, he would have been just a bit short of what he needed. But thankfully he did pull off the 1. But yeah, it doesn't quite have the utility that he would have been able to afford otherwise. The main thing. Either way, onto the rifles here for B8. They don't quite have an op to work with, so Gangino will have that to his advantage, and they're deciding to go straight in towards this A main aggression. There's one player about to get into position to watch it, but he's late on the angle, and that just leaves an opening for Gangino to take a quick shot, fall back away, and I'll give an early advantage over to Sangal, who are looking very promising here in the early stages of Ancient. Saucel actually remained aggressive in A main, though. I thought he was just going to stay tucked in.
Yeah, that has actually caused some issues as well. Gangino solo over towards the A site. There's a bit of a timing at play here. You can see the CTs on the minimap looking to take B lane, looking to get that information as to where this hit's coming from. Which means for now, at least, Gangino remains solo out towards this A site. Can't imagine that's going to be for too much longer, though, as the lane is confirmed clear. Doors are smoked off, and the rotations will be allowed to make their way back. So B8 not quite able to take advantage of that timing for now, as they do start to think about the execute. Couple of players in main, couple of players in donut is exactly what you want to try and isolate and flush out that AWPer. It's just a question of how long they're going to wait before they pull the trigger now. Oh, Sangal should have rotated by now. Way too late. Gangino flashed off his first angle of choice. He's got a lot to do. Full blind does very well to find one and retreat into the relative safety of Temple. Bought a huge amount of control. Won't be able to catch the bomb transfer. As Captain Kirka looks to get that planted in, but it's the man advantage for the CT side on this retake. Already a fast flank into mid from Youngster. On that MP9, though, not the ideal weapon. Shoulder spotted, dealt with by Captain Kirka, who takes the dink on the chin. 3-on-3 for this retake. LNZ does well, goes down low, but finds his man. And now with 2 looking to swing, this should be impossible, and it is. Gangino with the swift headshot to trade the death of Kyubi down. And Sangal go 3-0. The CT side continues to sing for them.
Yeah, they seem fired up, to be honest, after how Mirage played out. And, well, Gangino playing well here in the early stages certainly is helping. Again, as we said, stand-in. I don't know if they're maybe trialing him or what it is.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, either way, it hasn't been with them very long. That's the main point. He hasn't had that time to mesh into the roster, but so far he seems to be doing fairly well here on Ancient. He has that up. He's being given a little bit of freedom to roam around if needed. Called for the backup when he wanted to aggress into main, for example. And well, if we see him continue on like this, it could indeed be a 3-map series that we're looking at. But it's still very early days. BA again, though, looking at just a half investment now. A little bit of armor and some pistols rather than full Glocks. So you can expect a little bit more danger for sure, especially as they head straight towards B. Smokes down to try and push these players off the bomb site and give them a little bit of space piece to work with. Unfortunately, Youngster gets that initial kill. I was going to say Saucel had a good position. He ended up going very wide, but his teammates cleared for the trade at the very least. But the Tech Nines just sweep up 3 kills in sync somehow. I know Gangino's left alone. The man I mentioned, he's got to be the hero of this round. His position, unfortunately, has been noted by NPL up close, and he has a pretty straightforward kill as the smoke fades. Even gets an op to go ahead and drop on over to Wrinkle, most likely.
Well. Sangal had a little bit of magic on Mirage, and B8 get theirs here on Ancient. The Tech Nines, I mean, that is just Tech Nines in a nutshell, isn't it? Just bombarding CT players with bullets. Amster able to grab a couple of kills despite being flashed midway through. And then just overwhelming that B site for a moment with Youngster's triple spray down. It looked like the job was good and done, but just able to drag themselves back into it, B8. A little bit of map control to work with, couple of quick kills, and suddenly it's a very different picture. CTs, they've got the buy together, but it's not pretty. Couple of MP9s. Kyubi's had to drop down to the Deagle in towards mid. Not what they would have been hoping for at all, and well, it leaves LNZ and Gangino with a lot of heavy lifting to do. Clearance out towards mid, gets Amster a free kill to open things up. It is only the Deagle, so it's not world-ending, but it opens up a huge opportunity on this A-split, if they want to call it. You can see LNZ trying to react to that smoke, hoping maybe to catch someone on a rotation. Captain Kirka does deal with the aggression of Youngster in the meanwhile, and that should have been the bomb spotted out as well. So CT's now starting to smell a rat and thinking this smoke to drop in an A rotation may have just been a fake, but they're losing players too quickly to really call the bluff on that situation. LNZ does well to get one, a dink, but not enough on the follow-up. And what could have been a 2-on-3 that I think the CTs would have really fancied themselves in, instead is Saucel looking to mop up. Maybe grab a kill, find a rifle, get out of there. Amster is low, so definitely some potential. Question is, how hard does he clear these corners? Captain Kirka spotted and tagged up as well, but he looks for the gun instead of the kill. Amster gets his man, and B8, well, a little fortunate to get away with it, but they capitalize on the aggression of Sangal well. They've started to read the play of the CTs now, and they start to know what to expect.
Yeah, and unfortunately with the damage that had been done in those previous rounds, things hadn't quite been as clean as Sangal would have needed. Their economy's kind of in the gutters. I mean, they can take the 1 eco, but the buy is not going to be great. That comes out. Gangino definitely won't get his op anyway, so he's gone ahead and got a pistol here and now. You know, that's not an achievable goal. Unless they can somehow steal away this eco round, but yeah, it should be BA taking likely a clean round for themselves here as well, and then into this next gun round, as I said, where things are going to be limited for Sangal. They have a good chance to take control on this T side here. And we know if they get going on Ancient, they can be difficult to stop. Owner is in trouble. Okay, down to 65 already. These pistols are likely to overwhelm him, but he gets 2. Honestly, a decent result considering how it started. Nearly had the spray control on the third as well. And Molly gonna, for now, stop those players from advancing in, as they're going to be given room to plant on the A-bomb site. I'd imagine QB saves so that they can get that bit of extra utility. And, well, the other 2 players may as well try and get another kill or 2.
Take the shot out of the AWPer. LNZ, as you said, just seeing what they can find in this one. May as well, if not bodyguard, the AK-47, and that looks like that is the call. Gangino tucks himself in the corner, but B8 aren't too bothered about hunting either. They know realistically they've only given 1 rifle away. This was a full eco. Why throw more bodies at the situation, right? It's not necessary. They'll level things out at 3 apiece regardless, as LNZ just looks to hang around and see if maybe he can catch a cheeky double dink on the exit, but it's not to be. Amster gets his kill, and they level things out at 3 apiece. A relatively even affair to start things off on Ancient.
Yeah, as I said, the buy a little bit limited even with the saved AK. At least they buffs up their nades a small bit. It'll leave QB with some money left over as well. I was thinking maybe if he hadn't gone for the molly, he could have even given a rifle over, and then someone else gets an entire set of nades. Preferably Saucel. Do you get me? Obviously, he'd be sacrificing the molly, but still, it would have been a little bit more overall for the team to work with. It's hard to think of in the moment, and they're just going straight for a B-rush here on the T side. So molly down, unfortunately, on the ramp to actually slow that push, but they do have numbers. They have 3 players in position, and they all go ahead and frag. LNZ doubles down, and Wrinkle, who had been left to hold that rotation in from mid, unfortunately left alone, being flanked out. Shot through the smoke, never mind. There was a player jumping on shelf. There was one coming all the way through spawn as well. So he was completely boxed in right there.
Yeah, that was a call from BA. I'm a little surprised they opted to go for it on the full rifle buy. Perhaps would like to see them throw and execute and drop some more util into the situation, but it's one of those ones where it's a very transitional call, and you know, if one of those kills goes the other way, right, one spray down lands in a different direction, it's a completely different round. You saw the initial trades were good, but then just able to rotate that third player in the CT side, get LNZ into a position to frag out before he got too sketchy. A nice little recovery from the CT side. Sangal are scrapping in this one. They're going to keep themselves alive in ESL Challenger League, because that is what we're fighting for here as Wrinkle deals with Youngster early. The losing teams into the relegations. Ganguinho does well. Finds the response out towards long. Utility to be dumped in response as well, just to hold off these T-side forces. And allow Sourcewell to get a little cheeky with it. Up into heaven. Timing on this fading smoke is everything, and Ona gets the better of it. Reaggression going to be called down the ramp, but they might be too late here. Ona, another huge timing to go his way potentially. He's watching for the flank now. Smoke out towards red. Now he looks to drop, and this timing is everything. LNZ and Ganguinho are looking to work the problem as Kyubi catches one in towards mid, and that's going to draw the crosshairs now. Ona looking the wrong way. Just about turns in time. Traded 1 for 1. Ganguinho does fantastically well, and Kyubi is still alive and kicking as he looks to drop out a temple with the flashbang. He's got a couple of T-side players with not a lot of info to work with. Planted well, though. They look to retreat. Inside the CT smoke now, just looking to play timings. It's a little sketchy for the T-side, and it's going to mean Ganguinho gets a freebie. MPL left. A 1v2 to deal with. Smoke goes out onto the bomb to try and draw him out of his hiding position. Kyubi plays around the edges of it. It's an ugly spray from MPL, and that will give Sangal their fifth. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're getting some life again from Sangal. I was worried it was going to be similar to what we've seen in the early stages of Mirage, where they kind of, obviously off the back of the ace from LNZ, were able to build up a streak of rounds, but as soon as BA came alive, it was done and dusted. But that's not the case. BA are able to at least get the buy-in here once again, and it is the full rifles, everything they could ask for. They actually decided against the op. They could have got it. Wrinkle had the money, so that would again indicate we're probably looking at a bit of a quicker play, which really worked out for them over these past couple of rounds. Anyway, it is just default. They're going to move in for this slightly later control. They have a player working from shelf as well, making sure there's no one aggressing cave, as that has been pretty common so far for the CT side. Sangal,
nice opening set.
Yeah, Sangal aren't too interested in the initial fight, but they're actually rotating a second player back towards the top of mid here, so they might try and fight this together, and they'll find NPL up close.
Timing's everything. If he doesn't clear his corners, he's going down for free, and indeed he does. And Kyubi able to open things and double them from deep inside Red Room. Disaster strikes for B8. That was all. Well, that was the whole play. That was the whole idea. Ona does very well to deal with the AWP of Ganguinho on the pre-fire. But Youngster is very quickly in with the trade, and now this B split. I mean, they have got a 2-on-2 for now, and Wrinkle's managed to find one and a second. Completely dismantles it. It's a game of timings, though. There's a fast flank already all the way in through cave. Bomb goes down. Both T-side players just looking to group, looking to play smart and together here. LNZ will be the first target. Sourcewell looks to work his way out of the cave. The edge of this smoke is Ona's only safety, and there is a huge timing on that as well. LNZ spotted on the fadeaway, but he goes for the trade. Clean headshot for one, and Sourcewell's just going to stick this down. He's going to play the timing, and Wrinkle is not bitten quickly enough. The spray doesn't come in quite in time. The kill is a millisecond too late, and Sangal get another.
I said he's got it because honestly I thought he couldn't cover the distance in time, but he cut it damn close. As you said, milliseconds it must have been right there as he got the kill just as the defuse came in. Sangal, I mean, they continue to win rounds, but it is squeaky bum time, as they say right now. It is not an easy affair.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Yeah. BA are going to keep the pressure on as well. They keep on getting the bomb plants at the very least, so the rifles keep on coming. Sangal are not building any sort of economy. In fact, they're on the brink of destruction. They lose one round, most of their team are looking at a double eco. So then they're under force play with Pistons, and BA have a chance to bring this back to a 6-6 half potentially if they can first get that ball rolling right now.
Problem is they've got to get the ball rolling, and all of those little moments that were going their way on Mirage have just started to turn. Those 1v1s, the isolated sprays. Feels like the CT side have just got the momentum swinging in their direction, and there it is again. Youngster flashed in beautifully, a wayward nade, but he gets his kill regardless. Goes down low, sure, but it's an opening man advantage to work with. Have managed to thread MPL in towards mid, though. Kyubi's aware of the possibility, and he's got the better of MPL more often than not on this angle. It's a question of the timing, and MPL spray down is good. Quick trades over towards A, open up the site. And now this is a huge decision for the CT side. Deep smoke in the 3-on-3, but not quite deep enough, so they will be able to get around it and out into CT. They will give this one a go. Youngster down on 15 HP. Has to be the bait for LNZ and Ganguino's switch as they work their way out onto the site. Spray down good for one, but the trade is instant. Now LNZ on that bomb with a kit, with a smoke. Looks to try and draw these fights out. Taps that bomb. Nade goes in, clears the smoke, will confirm that there's no one on that bomb, and MPL does very well to find the shot, but on a single point of health, Ganguino gets a chance at yet another miracle, not this time. MPL goes down to 1 HP, but 3 kills in the round, 3 critical kills to B8's hopes. Put Sangal, as you said, on a half buy coming into this one. 1900 loss bonus to follow. I'm not even sure they can half buy on 1900 loss bonus, Dean. It's going to have to be full force and then hope.
This. They had to go for it though. As I said, 3 players are on the double eco too, can just about scrape out FAMASs and MP9, so in theory they could have ecoed and gone for the rifles here in the next round if they wanted. Instead it's going to be a couple of force buys to try and keep things together. As I had mentioned, a really strong opportunity for B8 to bring this to 6 rounds if they just don't let this slip against the weaker weapons. Decent net. Some damage, actually just came damage onto both players, must have landed like perfectly in between them. Head, I mean, a height level. Another nade in as well to just chip away at the health yet again and taking some of their own. So Pistols definitely do have a bit of a chance here to try and steal away a gun or two if they can win the early battle. Unfortunately, in the rifles, as you can see, it's going to be a struggle, but they are committing to, I was going to say, this B bomb site where there was a bit of a stack. Sossel's spotting at mid right now though, and left alone has to try and hold off the bomb site, and it doesn't work out. Tracers give away his position, as you said. Save now to have something to beef up the buy here in the next round, which is definitely going to be limited once again.
I think it arguably should have been called even earlier. I would have liked to have seen LNZ getting away with that FAMAS. Tucked angle for Sorcel. Baited in by Ganguino though. Should be good for a kill. An AK potentially recoverable here. Yep, there you go. Just what the doctor ordered. A nice little booster. Ganguino does very well to bait his teammate in, and the remainder of B8, well, they know. You know, there's an MP9, the Deagle. They know they've given away 1 rifle here, but they've seen the buy from a lot of these players wasn't great, so not too fast. Owner will go down late, though, which is another little bit of a thorn in the side. They still will be able to buy plenty, though, B8, so not world-endingly bad. They don't give away any more rifles. And, well, what's this last buy going to look like? It's better than the previous one. Managed to get at least 3 rifles out. LNZ potentially look for an MP9 or a pistol. It's not bad for Sangal, but just that one round, that inability to really shut down B8 with consistency, left their economy on a knife's edge. And it's turned what could have been a very dominant CT half into, well, what could be a 6-6.
Pretty likely, I was going to say, QB, they're hacked up big time. Actually doesn't manage to escape either. Spam into the smoke, and Saucer remains aggressive in a dangerous position. Somehow manages to triple kill through the smoke. I thought he was going to get the second on Wrinkle, but no, he, an NPL rather, but he sprayed into the smoke and took out the player in the background instead. Came away with the 3 kills and gave his team a 2-on-1 after a whole flurry of events plays. Captain Perkins left alone. Expecting the aggression up close here on Shelf as well, so unfortunately spends his molly and clearing that position and indicates where he is. Saucel, though,
I like this from LNZ. Close with the MP9, it's a freebie. 7-5 as we head to the half. Sangal looking to put up a resistance on Ancient.
love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Well, a much more competitive first half of Ancient than what we got on Mirage. Sangal starting to show that they do have some teeth. And managing to land some fairly hefty blows. B8 doing well to hang on in there to find the 7-5. And, well, they're going to have to hang on in there in this pistol as a fast-paced play comes in towards the B side, taken for free. CT is almost immediately calling a fast-paced retake. LNZ is in a good position to stop this one out, and LNZ does just that. Gangino able to trade as well. And the man advantage is found. This is going to be very problematic now for the CT side.
Yeah, it's not looking great. They don't currently have a kit. I don't think they had one either. Wet as NPL looks to try and kick things off with said weapons. Unfortunately, only the one kill comes through. They need to out-frag here, unfortunately. As it is now a 2-on-2, and they need one player already on that bomb, and Amster realizes that, tries to just hop on the defuse. Unfortunately, his teammate goes down, and at that point, he knows there's a player close cave pushing him. At best, he was going to get a kill, and maybe the second kill, and then just run away and keep his Kevlar.
Both pistols for Sangal.
Yeah, it's given them a
big
good
result.
foundation to work off of. I think B8, though, again, are going to do what they always do and make it competitive once those guns come out.
Yeah, it should be 9-5 before the guns start to appear, though, and that's a fairly healthy lead for Sangal to try and work with. Heavy stack here from the CT side. Not a bad idea, given the round it is. They're going to try and press the issue in towards the cave. The problem is it's been beautifully read by Sangal and immediately demolished. Youngster manages to grab a triple on the MAC-10, which will be fantastic for the economy. Nade gets one. Galil follows up for the finale. So here we go. Get through the pistol nice and quickly. I like it from B8. Let's get to the rifles. Let's get to the interesting stuff.
Yeah, just get it over with. Hopefully now, as you said, come alive and come back from what is now a healthy lead for Sangal, rather. B8 They don't have a great utility behind them here, so I'm curious as to if we're going to see some maybe early aggression to try and take a kill, alleviate some of that pressure. And well, they are actually going pretty heavy on Cave, but again, it's this ramp push that we've seen back in the pistol round. Fortunately, they'll be finding a heavy presence from the CT side, of course, to go ahead and actually face off against. So far, the frags just aren't going their way, at least until now. QB and Sossel managed to pull back a little bit. Sossel goes down for his troubles. He's giving them a 2-on-2 that's very winnable. They have one player trapped in Cave. They're not too sure where Wrinkle is, in fairness. They have the space to get this bomb planted and start playing out this aftermath.
It's on the timing here for Wrinkle, really. He's got a nice position, but how long is it before the CT side start to think that's a possibility? There it is. Wrinkle gets the better of the spray down to 13, though. QB with a golden opportunity, just tucked inside of the site itself. It's a fantastic angle, a tough one to clear as well. The smokes go up. Wrinkle has no idea, but he can't quite transfer the spray down. It goes down to the absolute last man. It goes down to the last second, but it will be B8 getting that one over the line. A critical 6th round. The rifles come out and they just about get it done. That was a little bit of a bonus, though, for the T side. And as you start to look down the economy, this next buy for B8 is going to be even worse.
Yeah, definitely doesn't give them a great position to build off of. Couple weaker weapons. Wrinkle actually does have an M4. Must have been on the ground already, I guess. So it's slightly better than I was expecting. No? Where did the M4 come from? It didn't show he had bought it on the hood when he had it. Sure, either way, he ends up with a deagle in the end. Full utility behind it at least. It could be a better buy, but the 8 make do with what they have, and while they're playing some crazy early tactics here with the aggression in towards the shelf. Unfortunately, it's actually a quick A push. We haven't seen this yet, and well, NPL all the way back in the spawn gets destroyed, instantly headshotted before he can really become fully aware of what's even going on. Another kill in towards the donut as well as the smoke goes down and room's given for the bomb to be planted in what already should be a save being called for by BA, I'd imagine. Unfortunately, there's a player on shelf here.
Yep, they're not going to get out of this with 2 rifles. Several tags, but no kills. Owner does well to find 1. That should enable his escape. B8, as you said, playing very fast and loose with their CT side, but thus far, Sangal have just managed to make the right call, the right counter. Double digits up. An awkward position for B8 to find themselves in as well. That CT economy betrays them once again. Despite those low HP bars just not quite finishing the job, the headshots flowing freely for Sangal. Alarm bell starting to ring. You see that loss bonus coming in. It's not great. 22, 24 on the 2 players who could drop if they want to do so. 2,400 to follow. I mean, it's pretty disastrous in all honesty. Timeout finally comes in. You've got to imagine it's needed because there's not really a great solution out of this now for B8. They can save around these 2 rifles and hope that they can find some impact with them. That leaves them 11-6 down before they can properly buy again. Or it's an awkward old force to try and get something out of this one.
Yeah, this is rough. This could be it, depending on how things go in this round. I think they'll probably take the eco, actually. I mean, maybe get a pistol or 2 to back up these 2 rifles and then hopefully turn things around in the next. But it's going to be an 11-6 scoreline, most likely. And, well, we said the same thing, that it was a tough spot to come back from when BA had that lead over Sangal back on Mirage. And correct, it didn't end up working out for Sangal on the comeback quite. It looked like a different team here. Confidence-wise.
Completely different beast. B8 just look a little blunt as well. Has been the real observation. Triple boost up, but it was spotted early. Wrinkle takes a ton of damage. One of the rifles near enough nullified instantly. And what do they look to do to change the picture here? Sorcel's working his way up mid and getting a huge amount of audio information. Sangal just not giving this CT side anything. They're trying to set the rifles up in positions to have impact. They're just not getting anything at all. MPL can't find his kill. Owner, yes, it's a trade, but that rifle's a long way away from being recovered. And it's left the B bomb site wide open. Captain Kirka, well, he's not even defending B. He's just looking to cut rotations away. Sorcel in a perfect position to gun this whole one down before they've even got anywhere near the site. You can see the T's making their clearances now. It's a game of timings for Sorcel. Zona looking completely the wrong way. There's a freebie, and now, well, he knows his position is rumbled, but what can the CT side realistically do about this? Captain Kirka still hasn't opted to show himself. Sorcel will finally go down, but a huge amount of damage is done onto his own teammate as Amster deals with it. So it will be the save called. 3 rifles recovered. That just felt like a nothing round to me, Dean. I don't know what the goal was there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. At least they get away with some weapons that'll be carried forward once again. Sangal take that 11-6 lead that we were expecting, though, and B8 are going to have a flawless comeback on the CT side. 2 AKs will help, though. That is a nice addition. They should have plenty to get the op dropped over to Wrinkle. Or he can buy it himself. I'd imagine he'll probably give a gun over to someone to... Oh, wait, Amster doesn't have a... Kevlar, he'll buy Kevlar himself and then wouldn't have quite enough to get the op dropped. I was going to say he could have given a gun to someone else, then Amster could have dropped him the op. But either way, they'll work it out. They'll probably just stick even with all the rifles, it seems. That'll allow all the utility to come into play. They have kits galore, and, well, as I said, now they need an amazing CT side if they want to make this comeback happen. But again, B8, this is their most played map by far, so if they were to do it anywhere, it would be on Ancient.
It's not felt like their most played map, has it?
No,
not even
not
close.
The
They
Sangal
felt so
B
blunt.
sides are alive again.
It's interesting because Sangal actually leaned CT pretty heavily on this map, and B8 leaned T, so this should be both of the side's weaker halves, but Sangal have just found another gear that seemingly B8 can't match at the moment. What's the counter is the question. What can B8 do to call their way out of this one? 3-man lean towards B very early on in proceedings. With, well, fast-paced aggression towards A, Captain Kirka forced to drop his utility very early on, and you can see the rotation already starting to scramble in. MPL trying to get into a position to assist, but it's going to be a straight-up A play. I mean, Sangal have not messed around here. 4 players inside a main. And look how far away the rotations are for the CT side with no cues to go off of. They've just got these 2 players inside of the site itself. Util comes over the top. MPL still holding Donut. Captain Kirka won't be given any info just yet. LNZ goes for the boost up instead, takes control away. And the rest of the team aren't far behind. They are just playing for anything to be given to them by B8, just waiting for an over-aggression. And that might be their downfall here, because B8 are starting to smell a rat, and they are starting to pull away from that B site, looking to play retake between the lanes, and they've got Wrinkle in a position to potentially rotate in and assist. It's going to be all on this fight. LNZ goes down freely. 2 for Captain Kirka before he falls. Gangino trying to trade it away, but the man advantage is still there for B8 for now. Gangino deep, can't hit his second shot. And the CT recovery begins now.
Yeah, we'll see if Youngster can maybe make it a bit more expensive. Can take away another weapon or 2, that would be nice, and there is still some time to work with. Wrinkle goes for the peak in main, and, well, he comes away with the kill. Upgrade to the op as well, so doesn't have to buy one, as we were mentioning at the start of the round. He ends up getting it for himself just by initiating this comeback now, as you said, by kicking things off. Sangal, though, still there with the economy. They can get the 1 buy at least, but if they lose this, then they're on an eco. Suddenly it's 11-9, and it's only really 1 gun round that divides the 2 of them. So in terms of the path forward, a couple of gun rounds suddenly ties them up. So I can see the way for this to happen for B8, but they still need to have a massive turnaround. Sure, that round looked better, but can they replicate that performance and make it happen again? Because Sangal had looked pretty damn dominant for a pretty big streak around.
They want this lane control again. Good utility in to open it up. LNZ takes it on the chin. B8 just looking to adjust. As you said, find a way to win. Have favoured these 3 CT leans over towards the B site. I think conscious of how we saw some of those early rushes just decimate them. Leaves them vulnerable elsewhere, though. That mid-control, very sketchy. You can see MPL just shouldering the angle out on Donut in the minimap. And that's going to force the rotations as they start to come in now. Wrinkle works his way in towards Red Room. Looks to post up, but he leaves the B bomb site desperately vulnerable. And, well, that's exactly where Sangal are looking to hit. Captain Kirka does well to get 1, but they need to realise what's up here, and indeed they do. Rotation's starting to work their way in as the util comes out and gives the game away. Pot flash for Amster to get him into long. Second to try and fight the site, but the Molotovs come in and they are going to have to concede it here. Nice shot from Wrinkle. They need more than that though. Youngster does well for one. Owner quickly in with the trade and an awkward spray down doesn't quite go his way. Wrinkle's still alive and kicking though, and he's got Gangino absolutely dead to rights here. Trapped inside of the site. A free kill comes in and LNZ, well, he's barely alive. He's whispering. Wrinkle just about hits the flick on the AWP. And B8, they live to fight another day. It's sketchy again, though. There's timings all over the shop at the minute.
Yeah, it's little things that are swaying these rounds one way or the other right now. And with a bomb plant at least coming in for Sangal, they can afford to pull out maybe a few pistols and still have a really strong buy in this next round. And yeah, you'll even see Kevlar onto a couple of layers most likely. So they can keep pressure on more than I was expecting, to be honest. Expected pretty much a full eco in this round, and well, they're not far off. There is still some threat to B8, which is what you always want. You don't want them to start feeling comfortable at all coming into these final few rounds. It's so important. Wrinkle with the A main aggression, trying to find out what's going on to the spot. They are currently working with some Deagles, and I'll expect the weaker buy here for sure. And hopefully B8 can have a slightly easier time because their own economy hasn't been given any room to breathe.
Yeah, they need to get through this one cleanly. Give themselves a good opportunity to keep stringing these rounds together. Pistols working their way into Jaguar, though. Again, a lot of map control being given up by the CT side. Playing very passively, and there is a huge timing here. Youngster has just worked his way out. That's a gift. Absolute freebie. There's the execution, and now Owner has got to watch so many angles at once. It's a free 1-for-1. It's a bomb site. It's guns. And it's a huge opportunity for Sangal to get this done. Kyubi spotted out in middle, but not finished off. And now the chase is just going to buy yet more time off of that ticking bomb for this T side. Captain Kirker does well, deals with Youngster. Gangino still alive inside the site. The trades are decent. And they bought a 1v2 up against Sorcel inside the cave. The timing is everything, though. Look how far away Wrinkle is. That bomb is already halfway gone. If Sorcel can get one, there's a huge chance here. And Captain Kirker realized it. Had to swing, had to take the fight. And oh my goodness, what should have been a stabilizing round very, very nearly gets out of hand.
Yeah, I mean, that was a weird one. They were both watching ramp. No one spotting cave at all. Just allowed them to creep out and, well, give them a real opportunity. Fortunately, Youngster not quite able to capitalize on the second frag that he found after getting traded then from the CT spawn, I believe it was. But yeah, Captain Kurtke, who kind of kicked things off and started the turnaround for B8. 11-9. That was, again, a bit difficult from my liking, though. Barely pull it off when you couple players alive and no Sangal and Kenner on the runs and they would have to eventually put B8 in a very troubled position economically in what could be the final round if they do win this one, of course.
This has been the problem for B8. They've been playing on timings over and over, and they've got fortunate a few times. That time they got unlucky with it. Player rotating off, just gets caught in transition. Huge gap opened up and abused by the T side. And well, you see very similar here. Owner rotating into the back lanes, leaving the site player Amster out on his own, out on a limb, out with nothing he can do. And the trade has to be a double here from Owner, and indeed it is just what the doctor ordered for the CT side. Gives them a huge opportunity here. Nice spray down from Wrinkle. Manages to double his account as well as the triple onto Sortel on the flick. It's sketchy to the last, but B8 have found their form again, and that is a little bit of magic from Wrinkle to find his 21st kill of this map.
That third kill was crazy as well, the transfer onto the head.
Ridiculous.
Quick as hell, and well, B8 now are on 10, and finally they felt a little bit less pressure, maybe in that round. Somehow they managed to say, all right, well, we're making this comeback happen, but even if we don't, we have a whole nother map. Let's take it one round at a time. Well, it feels like they are finally starting to find their footing on the CT side against Pistols and Kevlar now. Hopefully this isn't where things go bad. We've seen this happen too many times.
I'm getting nervous. They're going to give up the mid control. And they're going to go fast here. The T straight in towards this A site. And Captain Kirker is all alone. The timing on that molly is disgustingly bad. He does so well to recover it. And 3 kills, well, that's about all you could ask of him. MPL Rotated in just about enough time. Takes 99 damage, but the one doesn't come through. And for Kyubi inside of this site, there's nothing he can do. Amster gets the recovery. But again, I mean, that is so sketchy. Captain Kirka is so lucky that Youngster doesn't get the Tech 9 magic that you see on occasion. Because if he does, that site's overrun. Instead, his Molotov drops. He just about manages to get the first kill. Then the Molly stalls them out enough for him to get the follow-ups. And MPL rides his luck as well. Goes down to a single point of health, locking out the second half of the site. And, I mean, you can see why Sangal are taking the time out. Because they're saying, you know, if two fairly RNG events go differently for us there, we've won that round. So they're going to be feeling like this is still firmly in the palm of their hands. B8 riding their luck at the moment.
Yeah, sometimes you've just got to feel like the universe is working against you.
Definitely.
That might be the case right now for Sangal. They've no messing with the moments of the game.
Big swing
Godly
round now.
Probably to stop that early cave aggression. Standard from B8. They're going to look for some shelf aggression themselves, or at least deep in the cave. Making sure that they don't allow a player to creep through that position once again. But it is heavy ramp presence this time around from Sangal, so it looks like they might want to end this on B with an execute. Just one player selling that mid fake at the moment, tossing all of his utility out and actually landing a nade on NPL's head.
Here he comes.
Not
Perfect.
a good hold from B8. Corner their owner just getting destroyed. NPL nearly comes away with 3 kills. Okay, he's given some hope back to a round there that for a moment I thought had completely flatlined. The economy's there to justify them, of course, going for this retake and at least giving it a go. They could, of course, save an AK and an op if they really wanted, since you can't buy the AK, but then you're just playing for the overtime. They are taking a bit too long. Yeah,
too slow.
This is why I was like, are they even going to go for this? Because they just aren't moving at the pace they needed.
You could see why Captain Kirka wanted to join the AWP. He wanted to give some support to Wrinkle, but it just lost so much time with that hit. Manguinho able to mop up the remaining pieces, and disaster strikes for B8. Just a contact play up the ramp, catches 2 players completely out in no man's land. The util flushes out the first, the second can't find the trade. Final tactical timeout called by Sangal as they look to push this the distance. They want 3 maps.
We did say B8 love overtimes, though. They had a lot of them in the group stages. So maybe it's time after a bit of a more one-sided first map for B8 to finally give us some of those coveted overtimes. We'll see. Sangal do not want that to happen. That's why they've said, okay, yeah, sure, we won that round, but it was after struggling for a while, so let's use our pause while we can. No point saving it. And even if we don't really change what we're going to do, at least we have BA sweating, thinking, okay, what are they going to change up? What call are they going to make here? Are they seeing a weakness in their defense? Maybe something they're going to try and punish? And, well, Sangal might just be chilling, just hoping to get into their minds. There's a lot of different ways you can play those pauses.
What's the call? What's the play? B-site has been repeatedly abused. This time they want to contest mid, heavier presence. MPL's actually worked his way into the cubby to try and provide some support. Burnt down to 61 though, the position should be known. The flash comes in, but it's just a little shallow. Sorsal gets a gift. Huge damage onto him and Kyubi, but it's the man advantage, which is the sole thing this T-side will care about, and double it. Youngster finds Wrinkle trying to make amends. Around the edge of the smoke in towards cave. This needs a hero now if we're going to stop this going to 3. Kirka and Owner in towards mid. Amster, the lone hold on B. They're going to walk out into an open A site here. Amster absolutely has to get this kill. If he doesn't, it's game over. We'll find it. A site has been completely abandoned and taken, so it will be the retake called by the CT side. And what do they want to do with this now? As the bomb makes its way in, they're going to go for the main flank. They're going the long way round, and this is a donut plant. This could be the call that completely derails the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's smokes at least to work with. They can get down in towards Dona, as you said, but they're still going to have to take this bomb site first. Owner catches that aggression in towards main. Oh, sorry, it was actually Captain Kirk did.
Here we go.
Sossel either way. This bomb is ticking so quick. They do not have the time to sit around at all and Well, it's planted for Donut, as you mentioned, so they can play these angles, they can play the spams. Already one kill comes in through the smoke. LNC as well coming in from behind. That bomb is being stuck, and they go ahead and stop it, and indeed they can. 13-11 is what it is in the end. They pull it back all the way to, unfortunately, just